to this computer. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday's lunch lessons. It is February 21st, and today we're talking about triggers. Triggers. My microphone's over here now. Triggers. So let me know in the chat who or what triggers you. Who or what triggers you? Let me know in the chat so that I can help you with the triggers. And if you don't know about the Triggers Masterclass that I'm doing this Saturday, the 25th, February 25th, 2023, from noon to 2 Eastern Standard Time, then yeah, need to know about it. And I'm going to share that with you today. But I wanted to talk about, because this morning I was sitting, having my coffee going, what am I going to talk to them about today? And I'm like, triggers. That's what I'm going to talk to them about, triggers. Because there's so many mistakes that I see women make when they're in the process of either divorcing the narcissist or after the divorce. And the number one mistake that I see that there's a common thread is that the narcissist, and pay very close attention to what I'm about to say, the narcissist is still triggering them, you. And when you do that, because unconsciously what's happening is you're giving permission to the narcissist to continue to control you and abuse you. So this is why healing the triggers is so important. It really should be the first thing that is done when the whole process of leaving a narcissist, it really is the number one thing. It really is the number one thing. Because if you can heal, you can release and heal those triggers, first identify them, release and heal those triggers. Oh, baby, you're golden. You're so golden, because no matter what the narcissist says or does, you're no longer triggered by him or her. You're no longer triggered by him or her. So Connie says, when I feel I have to defend myself with my son for things the narc says. Okay, this is perfect. So what I would do in those situations, Connie, is when your son says things that the narc says, how can you come from a place of responding neutral, in neutrality? How can you come from a place of going, that's interesting? See, because, and the reason why I say this to you specifically is because I know that your son is older. You don't have young children. So it's a different answer than I would say to maybe if somebody had younger children. But for somebody who has older children, I would just respond. How can you respond with neutrality? And neutrality, if we go to the map of consciousness, right? Neutrality falls under, it scores at a 250. It's out of the red. Let me unblur my, if you didn't notice, here in North Carolina, we get what they tell us is pollen. I don't believe that. But anyway, and my allergies start up every year, sometimes twice a year, depends. But anyway, okay, so here's the chart, and neutrality is in the yellow. And neutrality is at a 250. And neutrality is above courage. And you could even just ask yourself this question as my eyes are watering up. And my nose is getting red, I know it. If you could just come from a place of neutrality, and when he says things that the narc says, you could come and say, that's interesting. It's very interesting. That is the ultimate response and feeling that you want to have when you feel like you have to defend yourself. Because the truth is you don't have to defend yourself to anybody or anyone, not even yourself. You don't have to defend yourself to anybody, ever. And when you come from a knowing of, I know who I am, I know where I stand, and I don't have to defend myself to anyone. I stand in my knowing, I stand in who I am. And when somebody comes at you and says something, whether it's your son or anybody else, then that's when you can come from a place of neutrality and go, that's very interesting. This is the work of healing your triggers. So I remember when I was going through this person locally who was, it's kind of a similar situation to what you're sharing, Connie. Not exactly, because it's not family, but this person was, because all narcissists do the smear campaign. They all do the smear campaign. It's just part of their behavior. They just do a smear campaign. So for me, in this person here locally who was in smear campaign is basically talking shit about you. So when this person over here was talking shit about me and people were coming to me and saying, so-and-so said such and such, I had done so much healing on myself by that time that I did not defend myself. I literally was like, that's an interesting perspective. Interesting that she said that. Now, if somebody asked me, well, Denise, what happened? Then I would tell them my side of the story of what happened. But I would not defend myself or give them my side of the story unless they asked. And when the narcissist does the smear campaign, this is when it's important for you to come from a place of neutrality, which is out of the stuck, out of the red, out of the lower levels, into the yellow, into neutrality. See, because when we're triggered, we're in the red. When we're triggered, we're in the red. You know why? You know why I know this? Because when we're triggered, it's our ego that's being triggered. It's your ego. And ego's in the red. Ego's in the red. Ego is in the shame, the guilt, the apathy, the grief, the fear, the desire, the anger, the pride, which pride really describes ego, right? So when we are triggered, we're in these lower level emotions. That person's such a effing this and effing that. How could he say this? Or how could she say this? That's not true. You're being triggered. And also being triggered for you personally, it puts your mind and your body into a fight or flight, right? Because you're triggered. When we get pissed off, when we get triggered, because all a trigger is when you feel hurt or pissed off. And pissed off is an overlayer of hurt. It's just another way that we express, right? But what does your body do when you're triggered? When you get pissed off, like angry and hurt? Hurt, you go into sadness, right? Your body goes into a depression, you go into a lower level. When you're pissed off, when you're angry, you go into a heightened hurt. You go into a fight or flight. Because you feel like there's nothing that you can do about it. You feel like there's nothing that you can do about what the narcissist is saying, the triggering that is happening, which is not true. You have total control over yourself. 100%, you have total control. So that's what I mean when I say, when you're triggered, you're unconsciously giving the narcissist permission to control you, to abuse you, to get your body into a fight or flight, to piss you off, to make you angry, to hurt you. It's continued abuse, ultimately, is what it is. So this would be a great question for you to ask yourself for the rest of today. How can I get into a space of neutrality when, name your son, when my son, name, says things that the narc says, or tells me things that the narc says? And ask yourself that all day today. That's a great question for you to just play with all day today and see what happens. And just simply see what happens. So this is the biggest mistake that I see women and men making when they're dealing with the narcissist, is that they're highly triggered by even hearing the narcissist's name, seeing them, anything that is coming down the pipe for them, like court, divorce, family court, a text message, an email. Like you could just see an email coming in from the narcissist and your body goes into a heightened state of fear, a heightened state of anger, a heightened state of, I effing hate this person. Like when can I be done with this person? When can I be completely done with this BS? When is this going to be over? Right? So when you get yourself into, when you heal the triggers, you got to work on this. That's why when you guys come to my trigger classes or any of my paid classes, you pay once and I invite you in again and again and again. You can do these classes over and over again. I just want you to get the healing that you deserve to have. I just want you to get the truth of what's really going on. So you pay for the triggers class and bam, you can do it 2, 3, 4 times, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to help you heal from the abuse, because there's so many reasons why I want you to heal, right? And this is why I do this. One, for you specifically, but also I know that by you healing, it ripples out to the people around you, the closest people around you. So that being your children, your family, your friends, and you're leaving a legacy of healing, because if you heal and it ripples out to your children, then your children have children, they're going to parent differently because they see you showing up differently. See, we all respond to each other's energy. We respond to how we feel. So when you come, walk in the room and you're meeting, whoever your friends are, and you're walking in and you're just like, I am so excited. I am so happy with my life. Things are just working out amazingly for me. They can pick up that energy of happiness, of you being in the higher vibrations, the peace, love, and joy, the higher vibrations on the map of consciousness. Or if you walk into a room, and this is a choice, right? Do you choose to stay in the higher vibrations, or do you choose to be sucked into somebody's lower vibrations? Because that same scenario could be you walk into a room and the people in there are like, right? They're in the lower levels, they're in the 3D matrix, they're in the sadness and the fear and the blame, and oh man, you're not gonna believe what happened to me today, and oh, my ex is this, and you're not gonna, oh, what a effing this, and da 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 da. And then you respond to that energy. You could walk in feeling happy, but feel that energy and go, buy into it, which is ultimately what's happening. You buy into it, you go, oh, I'm so sorry. And immediately you deflate like a balloon. Your energy deflates like a balloon, and you go, oh, I'm so sorry. Right? It's interesting. Energy is so interesting. It's so interesting. You have a choice in that moment to deflate your energy, or to go, I'm not buying into that. I'm not buying into that. That's your story, not mine. I'm not buying into that today. I feel really good. I'm going to continue to feel good. I'm not buying into that story. Sorry that you feel this way, but you got to figure that out. That's totally up to you. I'm staying in my high vibes because I know that's what's best for me. That's how I manifest quicker, when I stay in my high vibes. So I'm going to stay in my high vibes. And then you literally can send a message to the other person and say energetically, you have a choice. You can join me in the high vibes, but I'm not joining you in the low vibes. I'm not buying into that story. No thanks. Maybe later, but not today. Right? The energy is so freaking interesting. It's just a matter of you choosing how you're going to respond. And when you heal your triggers, this is the response that you will start to automatically pick up, right? Because when you heal your triggers, you're not triggered. See, being triggered also is that you're triggered by that conversation. So you deflating your energy is a trigger. You were triggered, and that's why you deflated your energy. And then roll with it. And then be in the lower vibes with that person and share that sad, sad story that that person is having. All choice. All of it is choice. So the key to all of this is simply to heal your triggers. And my masterclass does that. I walk you through the long process of healing your triggers. And then you get it step by step in a PDF for later. You can print it up, you can download it, you can do whatever. It's yours forever. And then what I'm going to share with you in the 2-hour masterclass is how to shorten that long version of the process of healing your triggers, right? So that you can, when you notice yourself being triggered, you can go to like 3 or 4 questions and boom, so that you are constantly healing your triggers instead of being triggered. All right. And like I said, it's $25 for the masterclass, like easy peasy lemon squeezy. However, my masterclasses are going up in price. So this is the last time that it is available for $25. They're going up to $47. After this masterclass, there will no longer be $25. So it's, I mean, what do you have to lose by joining the masterclass? $25, getting the PDF, getting the support and the know-how to do it, the long version of it, then having the PDF and being able to shorten it and whip out those triggers like a mofo. And just be less and less and less and less and less triggered by anybody. Because here's the thing about triggers is that when you go through the triggers, how you know that you've healed your triggers is when somebody else shows up in a similar energy or the same behavior as the narcissist in your life, and you're not triggered. Or you see TV, commercials, politics, Hollywood, whatever, and they're showing up in the same way, in the same energy as your ex or as the narcissist in your life or was in your life, and you're not triggered. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. And you'll know, you 100% know. You'll be able to point it out and you'll be able to say, that used to piss me off. That right there used to piss me off. That behavior used to piss me off. And right now I feel nothing. I have no charge. I don't feel mad. I don't feel mad. I don't feel sad. Neutrality. I feel neutral. I feel like I can recognize it, but I'm not, there's no charge. There's no emotional charge to it. And that, my friends, is fucking freeing. It is so freeing, because what's going to happen as you heal all of your triggers, you're going to feel less and less and less. It's going to take you longer and longer and longer to be triggered, is what I'm saying. Like, you'll notice it. You'll be like, that used to trigger me. Because I know, like, for me, because not only have I healed my triggers, but I teach it, which also is part of the healing. And I notice that it takes a lot to trigger me, a lot. With my kids, both of them, because they both, kids have the ability to trigger us as well, right? With my husband, with anything, with people in general. Like, what used to trigger me? Here's something interesting. When women would reach out to me, or men, when people would reach out to me, and here goes my eyes and my nose, the allergies coming up. and ask for help, and either, hold on. I will not take medicine. I will not take medicine. I will not. I'm letting it run its course. The body has the ability to heal. Okay. When, where was I? Crap. It'll come back to me. It's coming back. It's coming back. I'm just going to give it a minute. It's coming back. My eye teared up big time. I was talking about triggers, being triggered, noticing how things that used to trigger me and that they don't trigger me anymore. And how I see that now, and I see how, just everywhere, catching a lie. Oh, liars used to trigger me big time. Big time. If I, after I left my 22-year relationship with the father of my 2 children, and I was dating, when somebody would lie to me or disrespect, those were the two, lying and disrespect. I had zero tolerance, because it triggered me so bad, because it took me back to when I was being lied to and disrespected by my ex-husband. It triggered me so badly. So if I caught somebody in a lie, I didn't like I'm remembering somebody specifically that I was dating, and I caught him in a lie. I just cut him off. I didn't say, hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Nope, nothing. Goodbye. Zero tolerance for liars. Zero tolerance for disrespect. And here's the thing. You don't owe anybody an explanation. If you know somebody's lied to you or disrespected you, and that's a deal breaker for you, you owe nobody any explanation. Nothing. But the ego goes into, oh, you should break it off. Don't break it off over text. That's rude. All this stuff that society says that we're supposed to do, we're not supposed to do. No, I'm going to go by my own rules, and my own rules say, if I catch you in a lie or you disrespect me, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Because I don't lie to you, I don't disrespect you. I expect that in return. It's a mutual relationship, and this is with anybody. But I remember specifically dating somebody, and I caught him in a lie, and I just cut him off. Couldn't even tell you his name. Don't remember. No, I wasn't attracted to him. My dating stories are funny. But anyway, okay. So this is the number one mistake that I see women and men do, is they don't heal their triggers before they go, when they're leaving the narcissist, or even after. And it harms you, it hinders you. And this is the number one thing that you need to focus on to heal, is these triggers. Identify them, release, and heal. Heal and release, right? Let it go. So at least check out, I'm going to leave the link to the Triggers Masterclass in the comments below, for the replay, for the YouTube. Check out the link. It'll be in the description below. Excuse me. It'll be in the description. Check out the link. See all that you get for a 2-hour masterclass. And if you get to see this before February 25th, it's $25. After that, it's $47. Still a freaking bargain. Because where can you go and spend $47 and heal your triggers and have the step-by-step process to do it forever? I don't know anybody who does it for $47. All right, my loves. So if you have any topics that you want me to cover for Tuesdays, lunch lessons, how to spot a narcissist, please let me know. DM me, email me, let me know, get in contact with me. And for those of you who are in the Life After Narcissism membership, I'll see you tonight. And for those of you who are in the Triggers Masterclass, I'll see you Saturday. Have a great day.